The battlefield and the front lines are always shifting. Nobody's managed to consolidate one big chunk of territory from which to operate. Therefore, both sides still perceive that they have the ability to turn this thing around militarily. And as long as they feel that way, they have no incentive to negotiate. The chances of a political resolution following or in the run-up to US limited strikes aimed only at deterring a chemical weapons tactic or capability are almost non-existent. Russia and Iran have two different levels of commitment, two different levels of involvement. The Russians are placing this Syria conflict in the context of a wider international struggle or competition with the United States. Its stakes in Syria are not as high as Iran's. They do exercise important leverage over the Assad regime, but I don't think they can make decisions on their behalf or sway them to do things that they perceive as completely not in their interests. Iran is different. Iran is actually a direct party to the conflict. It is present on the ground in an advisory and perhaps more than an advisory role. It has deployed its key militant asset, Hezbollah, which is one of its most valuable regional assets. In the fight, it's committed them to a high-risk strategy, and as far as they're concerned, they actually have a lot of control over events as the regime acts on the ground. So they're much more deeply involved, and I would think that it's more important to get them on board with any political settlement than it is to get the Russians on board. However, it's also much less likely.